Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel again, guys. I'm Carlos.
I'm Sharifa.
And you've tuned into Destination Dream Home. And today, guys, we're going to be taking you guys on a tour of a custom home out here in Porter, Texas. We are on site at a construction site of one of the builders that we've been interviewing and discussing the possibility of building our custom home. His name is Joe Wilbert. His company is Wilbert Custom Homes. Be sure to look him up online. It's Wilbert Custom Homes. He's been in business for 17 years. Very, very reputable, has a great reputation and a lot of great homes that he's built over the years. So if you want to get in contact with Joe, you can reach him at joe@wilberthomes.com or www.wilberthomes.com. 979-575-9024. This home behind me over my shoulder is a project that he's been working on. As you can see, they're kind of at the frame stage. They just closed it in, and now they're going to move forward in the process, and I think they're moving towards electricity, the rough end for electricity and plumbing. So at any rate, guys, we're going to walk this today because we've been talking with Joe for a while now. We really like Joe, but we want to just walk one of his properties, one of his projects, to get a feel for, you know, how he works, his construction practices, and just, you know, the way he maintains a construction site, right? Because that's super important. You want to make sure that you choose the right partner, the right builder when you make this decision, because you're going to be married to that person for at least the next, you know, 6 to 10 months, maybe even up to a year, and maybe even longer than that, depending on if you run into issues down the road, warranty issues and things of that nature, right? So super important you make the right decision. So I highly recommend to all of you, if you are in the process of building your home and you're not quite sure who you want to build a home, do your research, talk to references, interview the builders, see their construction sites, look at their finished product, and get a feel for what they offer before you pull the trigger on who you want to go with, guys. This is a channel that is here for you guys. It's here for you to learn, pick up knowledge, understand things that maybe you're not familiar with, and just really get an overall understanding of how the building process works from start to finish, and hopefully give you some information that you can use for all of you out there who are in the home building process, guys. So we're going to take a look at this house behind us, walk through it, guys, and I'm going to bring you guys along. We'll show you some different things in the house, some things that we're looking at, things that we're kind of taking note of that are important to us. Before we get started, guys, do me a huge favor, give this video a thumbs up, tap that like button for me, of course, guys. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. Tap that notification bell next to the subscribe button if you do subscribe, so that you're in the loop on all our latest videos, guys. So from what Joe was telling us, this place is about 4,200 square feet. It's primarily a single level home with I think about 3,800 on the first floor and about 400 on the second floor. It's a 1.5. This is definitely what I would consider a custom, you know, luxury home. You know, I think the budget on this place is something like $850,000 or something like that. So definitely not, you know, just your average everyday home. So we're gonna go inside and show you guys what this home is all about. And guys, do me a favor, if you have questions or comments about anything you see in this video, drop those comments down below in the comment section, guys. All right, so we're coming in to the main entrance. Well, they've got a nice double door, really nice double door entry. This is really neat. It's nice and spacious. And then walking into the foyer here, to your right, you got what is a dining room with the pop-ups. Okay, you see the pop-up ceiling? So that's a pop-up from that's probably a 12 to a 14 pop-up. Yeah, that's like a 12 to a 14 pop-up, which that's a nice touch. The 12 to a 14 pop-up. So right away, something I noticed about this house is, so for instance, this entry, this foyer, they have high ceilings. So this is probably, I would say, about a 10 foot. I mean, I'm sorry, not 10 foot. This is probably like 12. That's probably 12, more than likely. Yeah, I'm thinking that's 12. And it's pretty high, yeah. And the entrance doors are 8 foot. So, what do we have here? What's this?
This is the family room.
Okay, yeah, family
Room
with the kitchen. Okay, yep.
A little breakfast.
Breakfast area. You see those pipes coming out of the ground? That is for a drain for an island. So they're gonna have an island right there.
With the pop-up rotunda.
Yeah, that is cool. I like the pop-up rotunda. And they got some nice lighting here. I like these curved windows. That's a nice touch. I think that's kind of pricey too. Those curved windows. That is not a cheap feature right there to do. So it looks like their family room is. This looks like 10 feet. This is 10 feet. I'm thinking because if that's 8. 12, if that's 12, then yeah, this is probably 10. This is probably 10. So 10 foot. Oh yeah, there's a fireplace there. Okay. All right. And then over here, what do you have? What is this? It's a powder.
It's a powder bag.
It looks like a powder. Yeah. I see the drain for the toilet. That's the toilet drain. Yep, because it's not big enough for a full bathroom, so it's got to be a powder bath. This is looks like a study we're walking into here. I like the bay window kind of design. That's kind of cool. Looks like they've got a hole here in the floor for a plug. Most likely that's what that is. Yeah, this has to be a study because it doesn't have a closet. It doesn't have a closet in here, so
It's definitely a study.
yeah, it's got to be a study, yeah. And typically where it's located, it's kind of off the front entrance. That's usually where you find studies. Something to note, guys. This house, the interior studs on this house are 2x6s. That's important to note. In a high-end custom-built home, that is typically the mark of a well-built home is 2x6 studs on the interior and 2x6 studs on the exterior. Now, some builders will do 2x6 studs on the exterior only, and they'll do 1/4 inch or 2x4 studs on the interior. But Joe Wilbert from Wilbert Custom Homes, he is someone who is very, very adamant about his homes having the best construction structural pieces available. So he wants his house to be nice and sound. So he does 2x6s on the interior walls as well as the exterior walls. So that's something to note when you're doing the same math and figuring out your costs on your home. Now, obviously 2x6 boards are more expensive than 2x4 boards. So that's an additional cost that you'll have to incur if you want to do 2x6s on the interior spaces as well as the exterior walls. If you're trying to save some money, cut some costs, you may want to opt for the 2x4s on the interior walls instead of the 2x6s. And also the 2x6s, because they're bigger boards, they take up more of your square footage on the inside of the space. So you have to account for the space that the 2x6s take up, because that extra 2 inches doesn't seem like much, but when you add it up over the entire house, it's a lot. It adds up quite a bit. You actually lose square footage because your walls are 2 inches thicker than they would be if you had 2x4 studs. 2x6 studs will give your home probably the best structural integrity that you can get, because especially if you have 2x6 studs on the exterior and the interior. This house has both 2x6 studs on the interior as well as the exterior, right? So that also means that your house is going to be soundproof. And from a cost energy savings perspective, once you do the foam insulation with these 2x6 walls, your house is going to be airtight, and you're going to have much better performance out of your AC unit and your heater when you get into those months where it really counts, right?
And
so
we've also visited some homes that have the foam insulation.
Yeah.
It is a big difference.
Yeah, that foam insulation is so much. I mean, it's a game changer, because with a regular blown insulation attic, if you sit in a blown insulation attic and it's in the middle of summer, you can't stay in that very long because the heat is so intense. But with the foam insulation, it's crazy. We sat in the house, a couple of houses that have foam insulation. We were in their attic in the middle of like a 90+ degree weather day, and it was comfortable. It was something like 75 degrees in the house and in the attic, and it was 90 degrees outside. So like we're a believer in the foam insulation. It really does work. Okay, guys, I stepped outside for a moment. We stepped out here because I wanted to show you guys something on the exterior of this house. So if you notice this green stuff behind me, these green planks on the wall here. So whenever you're choosing your exterior enclosure material, to your dry-in material, whatever you want to call it, you have a couple choices. You can go with sheet. You can go with plywood. You can go with like OSB plywood, and then you can cover that with a moisture barrier like Tyvek, which is almost like a plastic. Oh, babe, it's like a plastic material that comes in a roll, and you just tack it to the outside of the plywood or the OSB. And so this right here is I'll just show you this right here. That's OSB, just like your typical run-of-the-mill plywood. So you could actually put this up on the outside of the house. Once you frame it, you put the plywood up, and then you put the Tyvek over it, right? Or you can do this right here. What's behind me? This green stuff. This is called a zip system. So what it is, the zip system essentially is it's basically like almost like a plywood construction, but it has this green material that's over the plywood. And what it does is when you place this over the studs, and then you use this tape, this black tape you see running across all the joints, it really creates almost like a airtight bond or seal that really keeps a lot of the moisture out that you don't want in the house, right? And then of course, on top of this, you would put your brick or your stucco or siding or whatever it is that you're gonna put up on the house. But this right here is probably one of the better exterior enclosure materials that you can probably buy, the zip system. But don't fret. I mean, you don't have to do the zip system. Honestly, this is a little bit on the premium side, so it's a little bit more expensive, but you could get away with just doing a regular OSB, wrapping your house in OSB, and then doing the Tyvek on top of the OSB. That's a tried and true construction method that's been in place for years. And people, I've seen it on $1 million homes. I've seen it on homes that are 300,000, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be this zip system, but it is a nice system. If you can afford it and you can work it into the budget, I highly recommend doing the zip system, guys, because you will definitely appreciate the long-term benefits that you get from it. Okay, guys, so I got a piece of zip here. I wanted to show you just what it looks like on the backside. So obviously you can see it's got this green coating on the outside, but if you flip it around, you'll see it's just basically like a piece of OSB. But like I said, they probably have an engineering process where a manufacturing process where they probably treat it somehow to make it more stronger than the typical OSB. But when you look on the backside, this is the outer part that you see around the house. It's in green. That's that they call it a structural panel. So, and this is water resistant, and it's an air barrier protection as well. So you kind of get the best of both worlds with that. So if you look closely here, you can see it says zip system, ZIP system, right? And I'm going to take you closer so you can see where one of the joints. So this stuff here, this is the joint tape, and they call it flashing tape, that seals all of the seams where the two pieces of zip come together, right? So it seals all that stuff off, and it gives you like an airtight system, which is really, really great if you can do it. Like I said, and I think they use like a roller to smooth it out. And this, like I said, this is just basically, it's like a OSB, like a plywood under there, but it's got this green coating over the top of it that's supposed to give it a higher rating, a higher R rating in terms of what it can, how it protects from the climate or the weather from outside or the temperatures from outside. So in terms of like on a scale of 1 to 10, when you talk about construction quality, I would have to say with the zip system, the 2x6 exterior walls and the 2x6 interior walls, this is easily, I'd say a 9, maybe a 9 or maybe even 10. I don't know. It's hard to give something the perfect 10, but it's definitely an 8 or a 9. It's up there. It's high in terms of quality of construction, because like I said, you just don't see a lot of builders doing exterior 2x6 construction and interior 2x6 construction. It's not common these days. So hats off to Joe and Wilbert Custom Homes, because they definitely go above and beyond when it comes to building a quality home. So I'm gonna walk the rest of the house while we still got a little bit more daylight left. I was just walking while you went to the truck. This looks like they have 2 studies. So if you look, oh, there's that one study, right? And then you walk over here past the kitchen and walk down this hallway. There's the dining room, right? All right. You keep going down here. This looks like another study. See the pop-up? It has the pop-up ceiling, which is cool. And then this has to be a study because there's no closet.
Yeah.
And then you walk down this hallway. This looks like maybe this could be. I'm thinking maybe.
So this is
maybe
the bathroom.
this is a bathroom, because that's a drain for a toilet.
This is a sink right here.
Yeah, that's some kind of water feature there.
Yeah.
And then over here, I'm looking back here. Maybe this is a bedroom. It's a bedroom. That's a small closet.
Yeah.
You can see the doors left and right there to the closet.
You can enter into this room.
Right.
This
You can come down.
hallway, or
Yeah.
there.
And then you got this down here, which I'm wondering maybe this is the laundry room.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I see a drain back over in the corner over there.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the laundry room.
Yeah.
It makes sense for it to be the laundry room because it's back behind the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then this is probably pantry. Pantry right here.
Yep.
I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out this though, right here, babe. Is this just another entrance to a? Is this? Because like, what is this right here? Is this a closet? Okay. So it's a closet for maybe that bedroom.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. For this one.
Okay, then it's their bathroom. Okay,
Yeah.
They just got more than one entrance.
Right.
They can come off of this way, or they can come off of that way. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so then,
So did you go back here?
yeah, I went back here. So this is another bedroom. This is another bedroom.
Oh yeah.
So you go back here. There's another bedroom.
Oh, this is a nice one.
Yeah, it has a nice sized bathroom.
Oh yeah.
It has a nice sized bathroom. It's I think that's the shower there. I think.
Oh okay.
No, wait a minute. That's the toilet. Okay, that's just a toilet. That's a toilet. Yeah, that's a toilet.
Big toilet.
It's a big toilet, all right. I wonder if it's like handicap accessible or something like that. Maybe that's why it's so big. It's for a handicapped person. Maybe. Then that's a closet, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a closet, and then this over here. This looks like the sink.
Shower. Wait.
Oh yeah, that's shower. You're right. That is a shower. There's a shower. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then-
I think this is for a handicapped person because look how wide that door is.
Yeah.
See how wide the door is? That has to be for somebody handicapped.
And this is pretty wide.
And this is pretty wide too, right? So that's what I'm thinking. It's for. And then look at this door here.
Yeah,
this
it's
this is wide too. So this must be for a handicapped person. Now I'm wondering what this right here is though. What do you think this is?
And this is the sink. The sink.
Yeah, the sink's over there, right? Exactly. Yeah. Now I wonder what this right here is though. What is this? You see that? See that? That's a drain, and it's in the middle of the room. And there's only one door here. So I wonder what that is. You think it's something for the dog? Think it could be like,
Rain is throwing me off.
yeah. You think it could be something for the dog, like a wash area for the dog?
Maybe.
Okay, so back out here to the kitchen. Let's go over here, and then let's see. This is the roof. This is what we'll have to have one of these done. This is the roof.
The roof pitch.
That's the roof framing plan.
Oh, that's
So all those, yeah. I mean, it has to be. So all those lines that you see, those are joists or rafters.
Mm-hmm.
Those are 2x6s or 2x8s rafters. You have to have that. Let's see where this takes us. So there's a hallway here, long hallway actually. Long hallway. Looks like this hallway's leading down to another room. You come back here, they got a little niche, little art niche right there. Okay. Oh, so this is the master bedroom. Wow. This is really nice. I love these windows here. They got a great view out of the backyard with those big windows into the backyard, which is what you want from your master. You know, that's something that's important, is your access to light and then access to, you know, being able to see your property and your acreage. So anyways, and then like I pointed out, guys, they got the double pop-ups, which is that's a 10. I think that's a 10 to a 12. So the first level is 10. The next level up is 12. So that's a nice touch, guys. So the ceiling in here looks like it's about 10 feet, and then it pops up to 12, would be my guess. That's a 10 to a 12 pop-up. Circle around so you can see it. That's a nice touch. When it's finished, it looks really good. And then they may do like crown molding inside the pop-ups with maybe lighting or something to kind of give it a nice little accent. That's nice.
I like that hallway coming down
Yeah.
to the master.
Yeah, the hallway kind of creates a little privacy.
Yeah.
It creates a little privacy for the owner. And they got that big shower. That big shower is going to be nice, a big corner shower.
With the shower.
See the big shower?
And that's the tub.
The big shower. And that's a tub. That's a toilet, right? Yeah, so this is their closet, which is a nice size closet.
Yeah,
It's roomy. I mean, it's a roomy closet. Yeah, closet.
Vanity.
So they got two toilet rooms. They got a toilet room there and a toilet room there, right? Okay. So let's go back here. And here's the garage, of course. Got a decent sized garage. This is a 2-car. And on the other side over there, they have a single car, so three total. Looks like a 10-foot ceiling. Over here, you got another garage with a little breezeway between the two. Right here, the breezeway connects to a little single bay garage back here for one car that can park. Looks like a 10-foot ceiling in the garage. That's cool.
I like this little.
Yeah, this kind of cool. This little walkway between here, and then it looks like you took advantage of storage space under the stairs. They got a door here where they're going to do a storage room under the stairs, which is cool. You take advantage of that space so you don't waste it. And see, if you look, guys, there's another one of those big beams I was telling you about. That's a big engineered beam. So in this case here, that's a long stretch. That's probably about 20 to 24 feet across, because the average garage is about 10 to 12 feet wide. So this is a 2-car garage. So that's probably 20 to 24 feet across. And what's obviously going to go under it is garage doors. But those garage doors can't support any weight. So you have to have these engineered beams above it to support all the weight from everything that's above it. So the roof and all the rafters and the joists, the ceiling joists and whatnot, you got to be able to support that weight. So that's why you have to have that engineered beam in there, which those are really expensive. Every one that you have to get, they're pricey. And it's basically like several sheets of wood laminated together and treated with some type of chemical to make them really, really strong. And see there's the third garage over there. And I'll just step out here and show you. There's that. And then I'll just pan around real quick so you can see. There's the two. So they have a 2 and 3. This is a nice design. And then there's the round that's taking around the rest of the house around the side. Back of the house, that is where the master is, the master wing, if you will. And you just pan around this way, and this is their backyard. And like I said, they've got basically, I don't know, this has to be at least 2 to 3 acres. It's a decent sized amount of acres. And then you walk on around and you see their outdoor living area, which is really nice. A nice covered patio situation there. That room up top is the room up there at the top, that's their media room. And then this is their master overlooking the backyard. There's that hallway leading down to the master. And then they got this wooded area all along the backside of their property. So great privacy. They only have neighbors on one side over here. And then on this other side over here, nothing but trees. So nice place, nice place. I'm gonna take a walk back over here to the patio and back inside. And I assume they're gonna do a pool out here in this area here. I imagine there's gonna be a pool at some point. They'll probably build a house and then put the pool in later. All right, so going back in here to the covered patio. Covered patio. This is nice. It's gonna be a nice little entertaining area where they can entertain guests outside. Yeah, this is kind of neat. And then over here you got more covered patio. And I assume, judging by the plumbing, they're gonna do an outdoor kitchen, because I see a drain for a sink over there. I see another drain, and it looks like maybe some electrical. That gray pipe, that's electrical conduit. Hey, get over here. And then the white pipe is, like I said, that's a drain for a sink. So that's gonna be cool. Here's a view from the outside looking into the breakfast area, into the kitchen, those curved windows. Then they got looks like a storage room here on the patio. Oh, look, it's a bathroom. Okay, so there's a bathroom. Looks like maybe a shower. Yeah, it looks like a full bath, because they're probably gonna have a pool. So they have an outdoor bathroom with a shower. That's what it is. When you look down there, you can see the drain for the shower. It looks like the drain for what looks like the toilet. Yeah, toilet, and then that's the sink. That's the sink, I believe, the drain for that. Could be wrong, but I know that's drainage for a sink or a toilet, or both. Walk around here to the back of the house, and they have a nice big backyard. Nice backyard. I don't know what size this lot is, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's got to be at least a couple acres. They got a nice backyard back there, and they got some nice views. I imagine that's probably the master bedroom over there, because that's a nice view. It's kind of angled towards the backyard. So let's go back inside and check it out and see if we got that right. Looks, that opening to the patio, that looks like a slider situation. Yeah, they got the engineer beam above the entry, that opening, which tells you that there's going to be something under it that is going to require a lot of weight to be supported. So anytime you typically see a beam, like a big solid beam like that engineering beam, that means that whatever's beneath it is either just an open space, or it's something like a window or door, like a long window, or like what they call sliders, which is like a fancy patio door from back in the day. And back inside, of course, going through the sliders. And so something else that's kind of I want to point out too, that's important, I think, in the construction of a well-built home, is you see these cross braces here that connect the framing. That is something that's very important as well. Not a lot of builders will do those in homes. But this right here, just this one extra piece of lumber just creates so much more of a structurally sound wall, and just really helps keep the house solid and rigid. And so that's something that, if you don't see that in your home, you're building a home, that's something you definitely want to call out and make sure that your builder does that. And I've seen it done different ways. I've seen some builders will run all of these braces in a row all the way down. And then I've seen some, like where, in this case with Joe, he does his, he staggers them. So like there's one up, then one down, then one up, then one down. So that's something that, that's maybe his signature design, something he likes to do. Regardless of how he does it, the end result is the same. It's going to give this wall a lot more structural integrity than it would if you didn't. Because if you didn't have this in here, you could actually, with enough strength, you could actually bend these boards back and forth. And so that, if you can do that by hand, just imagine when you have thousands and thousands of pounds of wood and a ceiling and shingles and all kinds of stuff on top of it, that's a lot of weight. So you want to make sure that what's underneath it is nice and sound, nice and strong and sturdy. So, up here on the second floor, watch your step there.
Yep.
Looks like this is like going to be unfinished, maybe unfinished attic space. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And if you look over there, man, all of that is over the house. That's something to think about, guys. All right. So when you're designing a house, also think about not just the floor the floor space, but you got to think about the ceiling space, because there's a lot of space, that's wasted in homes above the ceiling, right? So all of this space here, this above their first floor, their living room, their kitchen, their bedrooms, and this is space that honestly could be used as storage, but they're going to basically lose a lot of the space. Well, they're not going to lose it, but they won't really have as great an access to it because there's really not a good way to get to it. So just think about that, because all this could be used for some kind of storage. You could put some plywood down, floor decking, and you could make yourself a pathway over there to over there, and you can access all of this. So think about that. Think about that when you're designing your house.
This is a little hallway.
Yeah.
To the game room.
Yeah. So this is game room, I guess.
Yep.
Or is it? No, there's no windows. This is the media room. Yeah, this is a media room. There's no windows here.
Yeah.
So no windows. Watch your step.
Yep.
So then you go, and that's going to be the closet, probably for their equipment, media room equipment.
And then this is the game room.
Okay.
No. I don't know.
I don't think so. Okay, so this house is actually a lot smaller upstairs than we thought it was, because we were thinking this house had more rooms upstairs, but technically all they have upstairs is just the media room. That's it. Media room, and then this is basically storage space. This is unfinished attic space. So I mean, it's almost impossible to not have any wastes. I mean, there's no matter what you do, you're gonna have some space that you just unfortunately can't use. But the trick is to try to make use of as much of it as you can.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all that above this, I mean, like you could easily probably put a door, a panel somewhere, a door panel where you can access this space. Like for instance, I think would be cool if you did a attic access door
To get to
over the pantry. You know what I mean? Because then you can go up in the attic and store stuff up there if you want. Yeah. Same thing with probably above their washroom, their laundry room. They got room above that. You can put no. At this point, you can still do a attic access door. Yeah, you can still do an attic access panel or door, and like I said, that way you have another access point to put stuff up there. Okay, guys. So we have walked this house from front to back, top to bottom, side to side. I think. What do you think? Your overall conclusion? I mean, the reason why we came out here is because we wanted to see one of Joe's homes and under construction, so we can get a feel for the type of construction practices that he has, and just the overall care and preparation and work that goes into his projects. I can tell you what I think, but overall, what are your thoughts on what you've seen so far?
So far, I like the process. I like his process. I like that he uses the 2x6s, although we don't necessarily have to. You don't have to, but like you said, it's a really nice touch. It's more soundproof. The layout of the home, it's pretty nice. I mean, it's a 1.5, which is what I like. I like that. I mean, so far so good.
Okay.
I don't have any complaints.
Well, if you were to give it on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say in terms of in terms of construction quality and just the overall, sound, well-built home on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
I'll give it a 10.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So for me, I like what I see right out of the gates, which I'm not surprised, because in all the conversations I've had with Joe, when he and I have been talking about building materials, specifications, and things that he uses in his projects, he's always talked about it from the start that he doesn't cut corners. He's very passionate about protecting his brand and his reputation, and he wants to build a sound quality home. And I have to say, what I've seen so far,
that's what he does.
Yeah, he's a man of his word. This house is very well built. As my wife pointed out, the 2x6 interior walls and exterior walls, that's a game changer. You just don't see that. We've walked $1 million homes
and they use 2x4s
that weren't 2x6s on the interior walls. They might have did 2x6s on the exterior walls, but not in both and inside and out walls. I mean, that's like I said, that's a game changer. So the zip system, another one, that's huge. That is going to pay off in dividends whenever these people finish this house, and they, years later, they're going to enjoy it. This house is going to be quiet. It's going to be soundproof. It's going to be moisture proof. It's going to be air and wind and storm proof. And it's just going to be a great performing home in terms of energy savings and quality. So anyways, but I would have to say, it's hard to give anything a 10. I'm kind of a hard grader. It definitely is in that 10 range. But I mean, this is about as close to a 10 as you can get. I don't think there's many builders out here who can touch what this guy's doing. I don't see it. So huge shout out to Joe Wilbert from Joe Wilbert Custom Homes. And we appreciate you, man. We definitely see what you've been telling us. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. And we certainly can appreciate someone who's a man of the word and does what they say they're going to do. And that's what I've seen him do from the start, from the very moment we met him. So kudos to you. And we definitely will take this back. We'll sit down and we'll talk about, what the next steps are and what we decide in terms of who our construction company is going to be, who we're going to work with. But I got to say, after seeing this place, Joe has definitely positioned himself in the top of the list. So good job for you, Joe, and kudos. So we'll talk to you soon and let you know what we thought about this place. Okay, guys. Well, we have made this video long enough, but it's time to wrap this thing up, guys. Thank you again for tuning into our channel. Once again, I'm Carlos.
I'm Sharifa.
And this is Destination Dream Home, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. As I said before, guys, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. Tap that like button for me also, guys. And if you do subscribe, be sure to tap the notification button so that you're in the loop on all the latest videos, guys. That's a wrap for this one, guys.